You're listening to a Sin Media podcast,
where young people run the show.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ignorance Is This. Episode 50, baby!
Episode 50.
My name is Scott Martin, and sitting opposite me is the other half of the show, the man whose oils ain't oils, but he is, in fact, Ollie, which is kind of
that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a back. It's the letters are rearranged.
Oils ain't oils.
I should also say...
Why is it called that?
I don't know. It's Castrol.
Oh,
Oil company.
And is that why that other brand is called Soils Ain't Soils?
That's exactly right, Ollie.
As if a brand was like, oh, we like that slogan from that oil company.
Yeah.
Let's take that.
That's like someone liking the World Series cricket tagline of "Come on, Aussie, come on,"
Yeah.
but then just changing it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if your name is Austin,
Yeah.
and then it's like, "Come on down to Austin's Automobiles,
Yeah.
come on, Aussie, come on." It's
Yeah.
the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because you're thinking of
exactly.
World Series cricket then.
Yeah. Or you could... Yeah.
Also, I forgot to say in the episode, because I was too busy, absolutely ecstatic that we're in episode 50. This is a podcast all about a different way of experiencing cinema.
Yeah.
With little to no knowledge about it beforehand.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're the ignorant boy,
Yep.
and sometimes you like to say, I'm an Ig boy, I've got my blindfold on, I've not seen this trailer, and sometimes it's thrown back on me. I'm watching films that I don't know stuff all about, mate.
Yep.
And that's one of these weeks right now, isn't it?
I know, it's weird. It's like, it's a thing from the past that we haven't done since episode...
I genuinely think it's been about 15 episodes.
Oh, yeah. But longer than that, I thought. I think the last one was like Silence of the Lambs or Blade Runner or something like that. 25.
Blade Runner would probably be it.
Yeah.
Oh.
25 episodes ago. Half the podcast ago, we did one where you watch it.
Episode 50, baby.
Here we are.
It's been so long since we've done one of these.
Yep.
But I'm glad to be an Ig boy for
Yep.
once.
And that's what we do on the milestone episode. We bring back something that
Oh, yeah.
isn't often done.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Because people that watch the show be like, oh, I could come to this podcast every week expecting to hear about the new thing in the cinema. And we're like, no, sir.
How dare
Switch
you
it up.
think
It's
that?
number 50. How dare you, sir? Sit back down in your car.
And yeah, the episode 27 or whatever it was Aliens, and that was a time when I was an Ig boy. But
Yep.
this one's extra special, isn't it, Ollie? This
Sure is.
particular movie we had to save for a milestone such as 50 episodes.
Yep.
If we did this once a week, it would be a 1-year anniversary almost. But
Wow.
we absolutely, like madmen, just mucked around so many weeks, didn't do the podcast. We've been doing this for well over a year now.
Yep.
It's
Has
weird to
it
think
been?
about.
It's been over a year?
Oh, without a doubt.
yes, it has.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Our first
has.
episode of this would have been in June of last year, I think.
April, I thought.
Perhaps even April. And we are going to be thinking back onto old episodes
Yep.
of the podcast today, I'm sure.
What's your favourite joke
My favourite joke
that I said?
that you
Nah,
said.
any
I
joke.
know, no, my favourite joke of what you said was a joke that was not funny. But in retrospect, I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's when we were doing Ready Player One, and instead of asking me how I was doing, or instead of asking me what I thought the movie was like, you
Yeah.
said, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And I derail the conversation and start talking about video games for a bit, trying to get this target off my back. And then you bring it back and you go, "What else do you have to say for yourself? What are you guilty about?" And I said, "I don't know. What am I? What do I have to say?" And then quietly you go, "Guilty." Guilty this man's is.
I remember, yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah. Very stupid, very funny bit. Before we start,
Yeah.
because we're already going way back, we're reminiscent of the
Reminiscent.
good times.
Sure are.
I want to ask you a question, Ollie.
Okay.
I've had a thought this week.
Oh. Rare for you to have a
Yep.
thought in your little brain.
My thought is, can you cast your mind back over a year ago and tell me what the name of Ignorance Is This podcast was before we decided on Ignorance Is This?
Oh,
We
yeah.
were a few stages into the project under a different name.
It was called I Can't Believe You Haven't Seen. And then we would change the next word to whatever movie we were watching that week.
Yes. That's not exactly what I'm thinking
Oh, no?
of. Yeah. This is, I'm going to show you all, a first on the podcast, a first for you, Ollie, actually. I'm gonna say. Let me just bring this up here. I'm going to show you all today the very first promo that I ever made for Ignorance Is This.
Yep.
Before it was called Ignorance Is This. And I never published this. This is completely unfinished, but I was looking through the files and I thought this would be good to show on the 50th episode. So here is the promo for the very first promo for what became Ignorance Is This, but this was not Ignorance Is This.
Okay.
Listen to Blind Cinema, a podcast on Sin Nation.
Clearly not scripted.
You didn't even go for a second take?
No.
You did-
Here's the thing.
What?
Looking back on in this file,
Yeah.
because there was a file on my computer called First Promo, which had all this stuff in it, and it had all of the 20th Century Fox theme, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was all there. And then I thought, there's no like me talking. So I had to dig through, find another file. There was only the one. And it wasn't even in the promo at that point.
Yeah.
I had to open up the session folder, find it was all edited. Oh, beautiful. Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Then I had to put in the one piece of audio that I had to finish it off, which was me literally not knowing what even the name of the show was.
Yeah.
Welcome to Blind Cinema. It's fun to look back, isn't it? All?
I can't believe that you just had that. And also, I don't know, why wouldn't you delete that immediately?
I
But
don't
you were
know.
like, now that's got merit.
Yeah, it does. I think it does. You're flicking through the TV and it's
Yeah.
all these different movies. That's just like me, because I'm not watching the movies.
No.
I'm flicking straight through. A movie that I flicked through since before I was born, 94, was Pulp Fiction 1994.
94, 96, one of those. 95, maybe. 83.
69?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
definitely.
yes. Very nice.
Okay.
We're doing Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
We're bringing
That's
it back, baby. We were talking about this since episode 1. Imagine the day. Imagine the day where Scott watches Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Here he is, and he's talking about it. And yeah, I think every episode I've been like, hey, you should watch Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And every time you're like,
No.
yeah, maybe.
Here's my counterpoint.
Sorry, you
Ollie.
did say yeah, maybe, but in your head you were no.
No. Yeah.
You would have never watched this film if we didn't do this damn podcast.
No, I don't think I would have.
Nah.
I think the hype for it would have got too much, where I thought I would have worn it like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Having not seen this film.
You're a notorious person for not watching a thing people say is good.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, classic example.
We're in the studio today. Mm-hmm. We're together. We're using the actual studio that we used to use, just like the old days.
Yep.
On my way up here today, had a friend in the car, and we're talking about whether we watch Game of Thrones, because it's been a while since I've caught up with this
yeah.
person, and I had to remember the fact a bit of me that I've held down in my I had like repressed this
Yeah.
fact. Did you know that I knew all there was to know about Game of Thrones before I seen it?
That
Did you know that about me?
you knew everything?
I knew the Red Wedding.
Oh, did you? Oh,
I
okay.
knew whatever the word. Spoilers for Game of Thrones. I know. I knew whatever the word was that Daenerys says when she says like Dracarys
Oh,
or
yeah.
something, and then the
Yeah.
dragon.
Yeah.
I knew all that because a friend of ours, friend of the show, Grace.
Yeah.
We've talked about her on the show many times before.
Yep.
She said, "Scott, you got to watch Game of Thrones." You said, "Scott, you got to watch Game of Thrones." You gang up on me all through high school.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to watch it. I don't like fantasy stuff. Yeah, I don't like Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to watch this. And then eventually she came over to my place and she goes, "Scott, seriously, you're not going to watch this ever, are you?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Okay, let me show you all the cool shit you're missing out on." And then I saw all the cool shit and I was like, I should watch this show. This looks awesome.
I can't believe she did that though, because a little
Imagine that today, you know?
Yeah. If I had come up to you and been like, you're never going to watch like Pulp Fiction, and then I just showed you the movie.
Yeah, you just showed me all the cool scenes, which I had seen a few of the scenes. That's just
I was going to ask you about that.
No fault of yours, no fault of mine. This was during the fact that I'm a screen production student, or I was,
Yep.
and it was a great example
Yep.
of nonlinear storytelling, of
Nihilism in
Nihilism,
America.
absolutely.
Like Scott loves his Psycho and does a lot of essays on it. I've done not as many, but about 3 essays on Pulp Fiction.
That is so funny that you can say I've done 3 essays on Pulp Fiction, which is not even close to the
To what
amount.
Scott has done on that Psycho.
Yeah.
And it's all about, supposedly, if you read into everything, it's all about how nothing means anything, or it's just meaningless.
Yeah.
Yep. Did you get that sense that it's pointless?
Yes. Oh.
Well, not pointless, but like what is
Yes.
the theme of the movie? Like, it's hard to say.
Yeah, it is. It is a. I imagine that's a contentious point, wouldn't it? There'd be lots because I was watching the movie and seeing things that I had seen through your video essays that you've made, like the Bruce Willis scene where he's a big, strong man and the little lady is in the corner.
Oh yeah, that one. Yep.
And I was like, where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, from fact checking Oliver's things.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's the theme? I don't know if it would be nothing matters,
It's not that nothing matters. It's that
because it's
life
kind of
doesn't have meaning. So, and don't read into anything. Like,
but isn't the whole point at the end that Sam Jackson does believe that there is meaning
Yeah.
and he chooses a way that, spoiler alert for Pulp Fiction,
Yep.
doesn't get him killed, whereas Vincent continues on that path and does get killed.
true, but it's kind of like he drew meaning out of nothing. You know what? He drew his own meaning because of a coincidence.
That's
and
true.
the movie's full of coincidences.
Yes.
Which is what is kind of the driving force. But without being like, they're not just like things that happen like Deus Ex Machinas that save the day at the last thing. They're coincidences that change everything up.
But you can argue as well that the point of the movie being that don't pull, coincidences out of your ass.
Yeah.
Like it's all like, it doesn't really, nothing really matters. It kind of goes against its own point by having each of these stories interconnect in such a beautifully serendipitous way.
This is not an opinion question, but what's the end scene? Can you tell me what the last chronological scene is?
The last chronological scene in the film, Bruce Willis riding off with his girl.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I did say before Ollie was like, I'm going to write down some like opinion questions for you. And I'm like, quiz me.
Yeah.
Quiz me. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to quiz. I do have, So the reason
I'm so proud I got that. Honestly, that's so good.
I was just going to say before I start asking you stuff about Pulp Fiction, is the reason we get you to watch a film, or like if people haven't ever heard an episode where you've had to watch the film and then you're the ignorant person for that episode.
Yes.
It's because, as we've been discussing, you notoriously haven't seen a lot of famous movies.
Don't like them.
Yeah. And so
Boring.
And so our goal is to make you watch them.
Yeah.
My goal is to make you watch them.
That's right.
And then I ask you questions or we discuss how it could be different when you watch it now as opposed to when it came out.
Yeah. A 2018 perspective.
Yeah. So I guess the first question is, do you understand why people like it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is really good.
It is so good.
Yeah.
And
It's so entertaining, isn't it?
yes.
Did-
Because
'cause-
I was watching it on Netflix and you would know. I said I'm going to watch it, and then I left it on the first 4 seconds of the film. I paused and did like 6 other things because I saw the fact it goes for like 2 hours and 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
I was like, I got to the end of it.
Yeah, you
and I
wanted
was
your
like,
80-minute comedies.
Yeah. And I got to the end of it, and I was like, there's got to be some official canon part 2. Yeah, there's got to be a book I can read that tells me more about these
right.
characters or something. I want more of this, and I
Yeah.
really do.
Oh, that's really cool. Because, well, technically, in Reservoir Dogs, the psychopath murderer dude,
Yeah.
he's the brother of Vincent in this film.
Oh, great.
Yeah. They're the Vega brothers.
So he was in
They weren't in each other's films, but they're both brothers.
So Reservoir Dogs came out first, yeah?
Yeah.
91?
Yeah.
And so he would have named that character Vega, and that's said in the film?
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I do love it
Really
when
cool.
shit interconnects like that.
Yeah. And he was going to do another one called The Vegas Brothers.
Oh.
But then he just had too many other projects, and now they're both actors really old.
Man, that would have been cool.
Yeah. And also
Also, Vincent's dead.
oh yeah, but chronological, non-linear. Beforehand, he died.
And John Travolta is IRL out of his mind.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, John
Yeah.
Travolta is not suitable to be in a film.
It's so crazy watching this and going, because I love my post-film lookup, you know, I love my trivia, right? So I went onto Reddit after this and I typed in Pulp Fiction to see like what like cool stuff that I can find relating to it. Because
Yeah.
I was really into it. I didn't sleep. I'll save this for later.
You didn't say. Okay.
I looked up some cool trivia things about it, and I saw the list that Quentin Tarantino had like listed in order of actors that he wanted to play these characters.
Yeah.
And the one for Vincent was like Michael Madsen, number one, and then number two, John Travolta, and then in brackets, very, 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 very close second or something.
Yeah, right.
And I'm thinking, like that's so. He must have such a good eye to
Yeah.
recognize he's going to be great in this part, because what did he do before this? Grease.
No, this movie resurrected John Travolta's career.
So this was before Grease.
No, this is after Grease.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
So,
like,
yeah,
you'd have to go, this man here who's slowly, fizzling out of his own career.
Yeah.
In the early 90s, and now he's this household name still to this day.
Yeah.
Not only because of Grease, but because of this.
Yeah.
And to go, this fading star from this, where he was a heartthrob not too long ago, and I want him to play this mullet wearing, like very dialogue heavy, because dialogue,
Yeah.
you're not getting much of that in Grease. You're getting
No.
Sandy.
Well, I've seen an
So smart.
interview not only like 2 weeks ago, I think, where Tarantino was saying why he picked John Travolta. And he was saying because he'd seen him in some other film, and it was Tarantino's like favorite film of all time, and he was like, I have to have John Travolta. And all the producers didn't want John Travolta. They're like, no, please, no. And he was like,
so
no, we
weird.
have to have him. Like, I need him.
And he was great, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's a weird character, but yeah, fun. Like, and the dialogue is so good.
Yeah, and like because he's like a hitman, you say, okay, a third of this film, or maybe a quarter if you count the other, the Honey Bunny and whatever, as well, which is there's a very slim character, whatever. A third or a quarter of this film is centered around these two hitmen, and you're picking John Travolta, and all it is him just talking.
Yeah.
He's and the other half of it is he's with Uma Thurman, being completely non-violent, just hanging out, doing a dance. And they did say in that scene, it's like, oh, everyone get greased up or something, and I'm like, I see what you're doing. Right before he does a dance. Sounds familiar.
Did it seem to you like all the characters, well, like they're all very different, but they're all very ordinary.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're the ordinary people. Because he's like, they're hitmen, but they're talking about the most mundane topics.
About whether foot rubs are sexual or not.
Yeah, exactly. And you notice the scene where they're having their conversation about the foot rubs, and they get to the apartment where they're going to go in and assassinate someone.
Yeah.
And in any other movie, it would have just been like, oh, let's go in and this is the next scene.
Yeah.
But Tarantino decides like, oh, no, they're just going to finish their conversation. So let's just take them down the hallway. They'll finish the conversation and then they'll come back.
That was my favorite. That might have been like my favorite bit. The fact they just walk away. The sound is still crystal clear.
Yeah.
They're as far away. It's been a super long shot. Like this would have gone for like 2 minutes at this point. And then John Travolta's still absolutely nailing it as like, you wouldn't give this guy a foot rub, but if you give it to a girl, you know that she's thinking, oh, what's going on here? And you know that you're thinking it, but it's kind of this silent connection because none of you really want to say it. And then Samuel L. Jackson's like, yeah, okay, I see what's your point. I see. I see. And I'm like, man, they just really spent this extra 40 seconds to finish this off.
To have like two guys having an argument in which one then disagrees. It's like,
and eventually
hey,
just gone,
good point.
Yeah, exactly. And I was on Vincent's side that entire time, by the way. foot rubs are inherently a little bit sexual.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have any more questions for me?
Oh yeah, I've got heaps. What was your favorite segment?
Yeah, I thought you were going to ask this.
Because there's the three main ones. There's Vincent taking Mia to the out for a night out.
Yep.
There's the two hitmen cleaning
the blood.
Clean the blood, and then there's Bruce Willis's story.
Yeah. Probably.
And the diner scene.
Oh, probably Samuel and John Travolta cleaning the blood.
Yeah.
Because who was the actor that comes in? He's playing the wolf. Who is that?
Harvey Keitel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't he great?
He's so good, eh?
And just the knock on the door is like, I see you have a problem. It's like, oh yes, sir, quite a big one.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm here to fix that. And it comes in, and yeah, I do like that. That I will admit, one of my favorite parts of the movies. But goddamn, is it uncomfortable in 2018 hearing Tarantino say the N-word that much?
But isn't it a good scene?
Yeah, it is. It is, but it would not fly today.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
You can't. Oh, and it's so quoted that one particular bit. Like, do you see the sign out the front of my house? Yeah. That entire scene is so quoted by the white youth of America and Australia right now. Oh, yuck.
But people say Tarantino's not a good actor.
Oh, he's a great actor. I thought he was great in that.
Yeah, I always like it. I never think
he's always quite still, isn't he? Like, well, at least in this scene, and he was in Django as well. He's just sitting. He doesn't do a lot of physical movements. He's just kind of saying his lines. And then in that shot as well, in at least in that bit where he's talking about having a sign out the front, that is one camera set up on him. And I reckon he would have done that take 3 or 4 times, cut out the best bits. Yeah. And then it cut to different angles of Vincent. And what's Samuel L. Jackson's character's name? Jules. Vincent and Jules.
Yeah.
But there is no for that one particular scene, at least, there is one camera set up on him where he delivers his lines. I reckon that might be the first time that he was on screen, for that bit.
Yeah.
That was his first quotations I'm using here, day on set.
Yeah.
Where he was like, no, just let me get through this, know. I'll do all the other shots later.
But that scene's so good, and it also further shows the mundaneness of their whole situation. It's it starts with this gruesome thing where, out of nowhere, the whole plot kicks off because they accidentally shoot the guy in the back of their car in the face. It's just who's their friend, and they're like, oh damn, you shot Marvin in the face.
Yeah. I don't know. You must have gone over a speed bump or something. I didn't go over no speed bump. I got my eyes on the road. And
then they just think about it logically and well, we just need to go to somewhere. We need to hire a professional to get it cleaned.
Get off the road.
Yep. And then it works.
Yeah, that's it. Man, so good.
Yeah, and everything it's just mundane, but it's kicked off, or it has this subtle undertone of absurdity.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to point out, because there's a bit of a Psycho tie-in. Did you spot it?
The motel that
No.
Bruce Willis stayed in?
No. There's a shot, because Tarantino loves homaging shots.
Yeah.
Where Bruce Willis is in the car, he's about to get home, when Marcellus Wallace walks in front of the car and looks at him.
Oh, yeah.
Just like in Psycho.
That is a slap in the face to Psycho fans.
Not a slap in the face.
In a good way. This is your film that you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yes, you're right. I did notice that. When he went through the when he went into the motel and it was just called the Palm Springs Motel or whatever, and it was all illuminated, I did think, oh, Tarantino would like Hitchcock. I'm surprised that he didn't, call it the Pates Motel or something.
Yeah.
I totally would have expected that to happen. And then I remember thinking, that's why I just thought of this right now. When you mentioned that, I did start thinking, how would I homage the Bates Motel? If I were to direct a film that takes place within a motel at some point, would I name it similarly? And then I decided, no, I would just use the very similar, the color of the neon, and maybe flash it a little bit or something.
Yeah.
I think it's too on the nose to name something the Kate's Motel.
Yeah. That would be almost parody, I would say.
Yeah.
Not even homage.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. That is straight up Psycho, and then the same look.
Yeah.
But then Marcellus Wallace then runs at him, doesn't he? Or
Yeah, and then he just
immediately
drives through
drives him through him. Yeah. Imagine if that happened in Psycho.
I know.
Marion, the boss is just like, hang on a second, and she just
Yeah.
over the top.
And actually that brings up, because Tarantino was saying in this video that I was watching that he watches films and then he sees an instance, but then he thinks how he would have done it.
Yeah.
And so I can see in that situation, he'd just be like telling Marion, like, just drive through him. And so then he wants to do that in his movie.
Yeah.
And apparently there was this movie he had watched, some Western in the 80s, where, or it was a TV series, and there was this horrible guy who was really racist and enslaved, like, black people on a plantation. He was really horrible. And then at the end, the slave has the chance to whip this guy. But he like doesn't, because it was
unto others and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, oh, you know, you can't, because then you're as bad as them. And Tarantino's like, there's none of that in my movie. And then it shows the scene of Django where he's just whipping this guy to death.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
So yeah, it's like Tarantino takes like situations from other movies, but then he like gives his like weird, bloody, violent twist to it.
Oh, man.
He's very clever like that. I was going to ask, what things did you know prior? I mean, actually, there's probably too much for you to answer though. The spoilers or
In terms of spoilers, no.
okay.
I wouldn't have said that I knew what the plot is.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't know that friggin' Bruce Willis was in it until
Oh, right.
very recently, where I saw your thing. I was like, is Bruce Willis in that? All I knew about it was Vincent Jules
Yeah.
and Uma Thurman. So that entire part, except for the Gimp, because that
yeah.
was talked about in Community.
Yep. Pierce is dressed as the Gimp.
Yes. So, and I didn't know about, Tim Roth?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that Tim Roth played a character in this.
Yep.
That I didn't know about any of the diner scene.
Okay.
All I knew about, okay, now I'm just like eliminating points. So what that leaves is most iconic scenes, which were the Path of the Righteous Man bit, English, do you speak it?
Yeah.
That line.
Yeah.
The concept of the MacGuffin being
Okay.
the and the fact that
briefcase,
there's a like a radiating yellow light, and the dancing of Uma Thurman and John Travolta, like just like that scene. And does he look like a bitch because of your Guess Who game?
Oh, that's right. I have a Guess Who kit, and it's custom made by one of our friends, and it's got a picture of Jules on the front saying, "Does he look like a bitch?"
Which is absolutely hilarious. So that and I knew of the scene where someone is resuscitating someone by putting adrenaline into their heart.
Oh yeah.
But I thought when I was watching, I thought it was to do with the eye. I must have been thinking about something else. Like there must be a film. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, let me know. But as I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is the bit where they put like the needle in the eye.
Oh yeah,
That might
I've
be something
seen
else.
that film. That's a really old film though. That's like 50s. I've seen that scene though.
Okay, well, that's what I thought it was for a second. Then I was like, oh, just in the heart. I was like, oh, all right. But that scene as well was very actually tense.
Right.
And actually quite funny as well.
Yeah, because like I don't think I knew the plot either. Well, I remember when I first went to watch it, I was only like 12, and I like looked it up online. I was like, I need to watch this film.
I like violence.
Yeah.
I like my video games and violence.
I was thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna watch this film. I don't know what it's about. Don't know anything about it actually, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Was there moments where? Oh well, I guess you kind of answered this because I said, was there an that thing moment?
Yeah. All of those.
Yeah. Right.
But I suppose the that thing was only really the heart thing.
Yeah.
I knew all about the Royale with cheese stuff. Like
Yeah.
the whole like first like 30 minutes or so, excluding the Honey Bunny Tim Roth bit. I didn't know that that's how it started. Yeah. I knew up to does he look like a bitch? I didn't know if he was actually going to shoot any of the others. When he just like shoot the guy on the couch, I was like,
Oh yeah.
whoa!
Yeah. And did you know it's Jerry Seinfeld that pops out the back there?
The one that says,
he's
die, you bitches, die,
Yeah.
and shit. That was Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. What? He's really young.
I did not know that.
Oh, I was going to say another that thing. I don't know if you picked up on it. It's very minor.
How dare you?
But you know, at the end where the lady's up on the counter and Jules is like getting her to calm down, and he says, "Be cool, Yolanda. Yolanda, be cool." And that's the name of a band of a. Have you heard that band Yolanda Be Cool? Then they did
Maybe
that
I've
song.
heard the song,
They
maybe.
did that song. We No Speak No Americana.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do recognize that. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Because a film like this is so iconic, I was thinking a lot of the lines in this that are so obscure, like, English, do you speak it? Ha ha ha. Or,
Yeah.
any, like, all these, like, very basic lines that everyone knows would be like a film student's Instagram bio.
Oh, yeah.
But I bet you so much money that there's a lot of people that, because the one that I thought of was Vincent saying, no, Jules said, "What time is it?" just before they knock on the door, and Jules says, "It's like it's 6:44 in the a.m." And I was like, I bet you there's some absolute piece of shit on their Instagram that's like that their bio is just it's 6:44 in the a.m. and then like, people be like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Oh, it's just this film." It's the film with the English. Do you speak it? And then they'll be like, "Oh, that film." And they're like, "Yeah, but you didn't know the little line, the very obscure one."
Yeah. No, not like me. I've seen it too. A lot of times. A lot of times. Yeah.
I'm gonna make that my Instagram bio now.
You should. Are you a fan of the ending?
The ending.
The actual ending.
Yeah. That was a really cool scene.
Yep.
I think
But
it was
you don't-
very cool that no one was really hurt and everyone just left, and it was all just because he talked, used his, what he's good at and talking out of things. And I like that every time that Vincent is taking a shit, something happens.
Yeah. In the bathroom.
Yeah. Why is that?
Oh no,
do people not like it?
I just remember when I first watched it, I thought it was good, but I just found it strange that we didn't see what was in the briefcase. I always thought we were going to see it, but you knew that you
Yeah.
don't find out, don't you?
Yes.
Didn't you? Okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
and that'll never be said, will it?
No, I think Tarantino knows what's in there, but he's never going to say what's in there.
There's nothing in there.
Yeah. Well, no, there's not. Yeah. Well, they've got the actual briefcase. Like you can see it in a Hollywood museum or whatever. It's just a light bulb because that's how the gaffers or the lighting people rigged it to work. But Tarantino knows what was supposed to be in there.
But it's nothing.
In his head, there's something.
No, but that's the thing. I don't really think there is anything in his head. I think he just had that, here's a driving force. I'm not going to show you because it doesn't need to be shown. Like,
possible.
I can just, if he goes, it's $200,000 in cash, and then, but there was the one line that Tim Roth said, "Is that what I think it is?" And then you start thinking, okay, well then what's something that all these characters have or they need that is apparently so, is that what I think it is? Like it has to be something more than just cash.
Yeah, right.
It's obviously open for speculation, and that's been happening for the last 20 plus years now. But I wouldn't be surprised if after Tarantino retires, he just goes, "I don't know, man. There's nothing."
There's a popular theory that says it's Marcellus Wallace's soul. Have you heard that one? Because he has a Band-Aid on the back of his neck.
Yeah.
And supposedly in ancient culture or something, they would put a prick in the back of your neck to let your soul leave your body once you died or something.
But then what are they physically looking at then?
His soul.
But what is that?
His soul.
And
His
also,
soul.
how does Tim Roth know what that is? Does Tim Roth in any way familiar with Marcellus Wallace?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a soul,
Mm.
And they were like, wow, a soul. I've seen it now.
Well, email us what you think is in the briefcase. I think it's a lighting rig.
Yeah, it definitely is. My only other question was there anything you were surprised by when you saw it? I guess you've already kind of answered that as well.
Yeah, the whole Bruce Willis stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there would be. I knew that Tarantino is so open to his violence and language and dialogue. So I was going in expecting that, but I was still like, holy crap. After the whole secondhand store, situation. All of that I didn't know that was part of the film at all.
Oh, okay,
I was
right.
surprised to see that the GIMP had so little to do with anything. I thought, oh, he's like one of the, but then I will say I completely forgot about him until I saw him.
Oh, right, yeah. Because,
So-
you wouldn't... Yeah, he's not very big at all, but it's just he's a very weird part of that movie.
Yeah.
It's the darkest bit, I'd say.
Absolutely. So I was surprised by all that. I was surprised by how well Bruce Willis could walk after the fact that he definitely broke his leg about 5 minutes earlier. And then afterwards, he's like quite literally like as he leaves the store, he's like running for a second. And before he finds the samurai thing.
Yeah.
I was surprised by the plot.
Yeah.
I was surprised by I didn't know that it was interconnected. I didn't know it was
Oh, really?
split. Here's the
Okay.
thing. And here's...
Yeah, what did you think it was?
Here's my note. I thought it was going to be much more confusing than it was.
Yeah.
Because Pulp Fiction has this reputation for being this non-linear, oh my God, my brain kind of film before Inception, at least. And no, it's very straightforward. You just, they're in the diner. Oh, that's the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
But this takes place after that. Oh, and that means that, and that's why they're wearing the silly clothes. And then Jules goes, you wouldn't believe the day that we had, or something, as he walks into the bar. And then the last words that he says canonically was, I gotta pee. Yeah. Which I thought was funny. But yeah, I didn't know it was split into and there would be titles between each part. I didn't know that that's how it was sorted. I knew that it was non-linear, but I thought it was going to be true. I thought I had to pay super close attention to keep track of what was going on.
Yeah,
I thought it was
right.
going to be like Inception.
Inception.
Yeah. But nah.
Yeah, because the scenes don't relate that much anyway.
But
So-
the way that Inception is so my brain is melting thing, I don't think this was trying to be that.
Nah.
So, and this was its own very, very clear, concise.
Yeah.
This is non-linear, but this is how you do it in a way that's not confusing, and it only adds to the style.
Yeah.
And to and the now iconicness of the film in total. It's genius, especially for the time.
Yeah. It's good because if it were linear, it'd still have a lot of entertainment value, but it wouldn't make much sense. Well, because you don't start because then it would start with Jules and Verne and it would end with Bruce Willis, which would make he would just become the main character for a bit, at the end
for about 35 minutes or whatever. The question for you,
Yeah.
when you were watching it, were you disappointed by the fact that when, for example, in about the first half hour, after the whole speaking scene, or the dialogue scene, I should say, about the foot fetishes and stuff, then when they were in the diner and they're wearing dumb clothes, and then the last act, which is the cleaning up the car, were you watching that going, well, this is boring because I know that neither of them are going to get in trouble and they're going to make it to that diner? Did the non-linearness get in the way of you being worried about the characters, or, being in any way not on the edge of your seat or not enjoy it?
No, because I think...
Me neither, by the way.
Because I was, when I watched it, I was under the assumption that we may return to what happens after that bar scene with Jules and Vincent. We might
So you
see,
thought you might still see...
Yeah, we might still
Jules.
see other stuff later, still chronologically later.
Yeah.
But I thought this could be a scene where they're now explaining something that will be key to knowing for the last scene. So even though we know what happens directly after, there might be other information going on there.
Yeah.
So...
Do you have any more quiz questions or anything for me?
No, I don't have any more quiz questions.
I noticed a mistake.
Oh. Yep.
At the beginning, when Jules is explaining to Vincent what a pilot is,
Okay.
and this was actually one of my other favorite lines in the whole thing, where he goes, I think she was the star of some pilot. Oh, what's a pilot? On TV, right? No, I don't watch TV. He's like... No, but the concept of a television, and that television premieres shows. Yes, I'm aware of that. The way that he puts him in his place like that. Yeah, Vince says he doesn't watch TV. And then after they shoot those people, and bang, 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 bang from Jerry Seinfeld,
Yeah.
they're in the car, and he's talking about, I was watching an episode of Cops once, and they were saying, "Oh, it's divine," So and everyone started shooting at the cops, but none of the shops got killed, and they were saying it was a gift from God. And I'm like, this guy doesn't watch TV.
But he watched Cops.
He watches Cops.
Damn fool.
He's probably learning like how the cops operate, so he can get around them. It's not TV to him; it's study.
Yeah. There was another interesting parallel that I don't know if you spotted it. I don't even know if I've spotted it. I might have just seen it online.
Yeah.
The trophy that they supposedly won, they didn't actually win it. They stole it because
I thought that they would have won it.
Yeah. Well, they came home. You see them dance, and then they come home with a trophy.
Yeah.
But then later, there's a newspaper article that says missing trophy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. No, I didn't notice that. No, I even made a point of going, their dancing wasn't that good. I don't know how they won a trophy. So I've been littering throughout this discussion.
Okay.
Some things.
What have you done?
I've been littering.
Have you put stuff that it's non-linear discussion, and now we're coming back to things, and it's all going to make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been mentioning throughout this discussion my favorite line. I've been saying, this was one of my favorite lines.
You have
This is one of my favorite lines. I like this bit.
And we need some music. Dun, 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 the twist.
The twist is none of those were my true favorite line.
Oh my God. What is it?
This is my true favorite line of the entire film.
Yeah.
I cracked up so much. You ready?
Yeah.
My name's Paul. This shit's between y'all.
What? What is it?
This is when Vincent and Jules.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn that up a little bit. Play it one more time. Shut up.
Hey, my name's Paul. This shit's between y'all.
My name's Paul. This is what?
This is between y'all. Because
Okay.
this was the part where Jules and Vince go into this diner. Vincent's about to go meet Marcellus Wallace. Jules says, "I need to go pee," and then Vincent is sitting at the bar, and he's like, "Man, I'm taken out. We just had such a crazy day," and then. Later on, I got to take his wife out. It's just going to be a date. I'm just going to laugh at her jokes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this bartender that apparently they know quite well just goes, "Hey, my name's Paul. This is between y'all." One more time.
Hey, my name's Paul. This shit's between y'all.
It rhymes. It's nice.
But that's the thing. His name isn't Paul. No.
Oh, really?
I had to look it up because I thought that is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Because it's so stupid. This whole, man, Pulp Fiction, the dialogue, so good. And then this guy, for whatever reason, just goes, "Hey, my name's Paul. This is between y'all." That's not his name. It's not his name. I found out later that's not even his name. That's just the thing that he said. "Hey, my name's Paul." I'm going to get that on a shirt. I'm just going to wear that around.
That's really good. It's so good how there's like just these little Easter eggs that Tarantino puts in. Well, not even like Easter eggs, just like, this scene's going fine, but I think we can squeeze like just some random cutaway in.
Yeah.
Let's just have the bartender say something irrelevant.
My name's Paul. No,
I was thinking another little tidbit that you'd like is there's a scene at the end where when the guys get up, the bank robbers get up and they hold everyone hostage. The coffee shop owner just in the background just goes, "I'm just a coffee shop," and then they shoot, and then he like jumps behind the counter or whatever. And you don't hear whatever he says, he gets cut off. But in the credits, his name is listed as coffee shop.
Oh, I'm just a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So
Coffee
so
shop.
good.
What a sense of humor this man's has.
I think that's an editor's sense of humor.
Yeah, oh, that's-
like going through it. Oh, I'm hearing this line so many times.
Yeah.
Oh, I should put his name as coffee shop in the end.
All right, is that it?
I think that's it.
I can't believe we just talked about Pulp Fiction because I've seen it.
Yeah. You've seen.
What a world.
You've seen my I think you've seen all my favorite films now. You've seen Hot Fuzz and Pulp Fiction, and then I think Interstellar is the next one.
I've seen it.
Yep.
It was all right.
And then Dark Knight. You've seen it.
Seen it. Of course I have.
Gravity.
It's great.
You've seen it.
Have I seen Gravity?
Yeah, we watched it at uni.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I don't
Sandra
think
Bullock.
You didn't like it that much.
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
I
She
think-
was in the water at the end.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Okay, let's move away from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. So we've had our celebratory talking about Pulp Fiction for 50 episodes.
Yep.
And now it's the 50 episodes, and we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
Bloody, it's been a
did
long
it.
time.
We've done it, haven't we?
Been 50 episodes of marriage.
Yep. Get closer to the mic.
Yeah. Sorry.
50 episodes and we're still terrible at this.
Very bad etiquette on the microphone. I think I was sitting back because I laughed before, and you do a laugh and you don't want it to peak the microphone, but then I just sat back because I was comfortable.
Yeah, you were like, oh, this feels good.
Yeah. So what do you get each other for a 50th anniversary?
See, based on my Google search history, you get your significant other something gold on your 50th.
Sure do.
Yep.
And we have got each something a little gold.
Yes.
We had a surprise little Secret Santa, a little present surprise.
We got each other little gifts.
Yep. What is it?
Do you want me to present to you mine first?
I think.
I got two things.
Okay.
Do you have one thing?
I have only one thing.
Okay.
Can I ask one question about
Sure.
your things? Are they physical?
One of them's physical.
Okay.
The other one is what you imagine it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope we give each other the same non-physical present. Actually, no. I think you've gone one way. I've gone another way.
Yeah. Do you want me to give you the physical thing first?
Give me the physical.
Okay.
Give me physical.
All right, everybody. I'm walking over to my bag.
Yep.
Here's my bag. Oliver,
Okay.
it's been 50 long episodes.
Oh, it sure has, Scott. He's zipping open his bag. Oh yeah, sorry. He's bringing it close to the microphone so everyone knows sound effects happening.
Oliver,
Oh, me. Yeah.
this show has had some ups and downs,
Oh, I can't believe it.
but I think reaching this milestone was one of the highest ups we've ever had.
Yeah.
I want to give you this gift.
No, it's a photo frame with some gold glitter on it.
He's seeing the back of it right now, folks.
Yeah, can't see the front.
This is an image of the physical embodiment of the success of this show.
Okay.
Here is a real photo of me watching Pulp Fiction as proof that the show is a success. You and I came up with this idea where instead of me just watching Pulp Fiction, you made us go through at least 49 hours of content before we could reach that point.
Yeah.
And there we go.
The embodiment, ladies and gentlemen.
Of the success of the show. You got me to watch that film.
I love this so much. I love this so much. This is going straight in the trophy room.
If anyone would like to see the photo, I will take a photo of it and put it onto our Facebook and Twitter.
That's amazing. That's perfect because it's like, yeah, it really is just you sitting on your bed. You don't look happy. You're in your sports shirt. You just got your hand behind your head, looking at the screen with a dull face.
We really got there.
And
I watched Pulp Fiction.
I can't believe the moment that I've been waiting for so long preserved.
Yep, there it
It's
is.
amazing. Thank you very much.
That was so embarrassing because I had to get that professionally printed.
Oh wow!
I got that. That is a gloss image. That is a gloss image from Harvey Norman that I needed to print out and have people look at while they were printing it. And I had to decide whether I justify it by explaining it or just letting it happen, in which I just let it happen.
I can't imagine what store owners think. I can't wait till people who are listening right now get to look at this and imagine just you going in there saying, "Excuse me, this photo is very important to me.
Can you please print it off with a frame and a gloss cover?"
Yeah. And the frame needs to be gold glitter.
And it sure is, baby. There we go. That's one of my
Absolutely
something gold.
amazing. Absolutely amazing. I wish.
Thank you.
Because when I said to you, let's get something each other gold, I hadn't thought of what to get.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, that's a thing. And then I definitely put way less effort because I forgot about doing it.
Oh my God.
No, I'm still proud. But I definitely didn't think about that as much as you did. Thank you very much.
So what have you got me? What?
All right,
Let
I
me-
did get
want
you
my
something
present.
physical.
I want my prezi.
I got you something.
Okay.
I did mention to you, just as we came in, I don't know if you heard me say, my bag very heavy.
Oh, you did say that. Yes,
Yeah.
you said you were clinking it about.
Yes.
Oh my God, what is this? What is this? You can't find it, ladies and gentlemen.
No, please don't work this up to be something good.
This is going to be
It's
so
not
good. Everybody listening right now, no matter where you are, let's do this.
And we're clapping, and and I got you a real gold bar.
A real gold bar?
Real gold bar.
Wow, that must be so...
Yeah, I've got gold bars to give you for the 50th. You thought you were going to get some wealth. Now you realise you've been tricked-ieth. Do you get it? Because these bars are gold.
Yeah.
It's a play on words, fool. I saw you and I told you that you were going to be rich. You were up really high. Now you're lying in a ditch.
Oh.
Snitch. It was all a ruse. It was all a ruse. Only did this podcast so I could get you. Now you're crying like a baby. Go to your nursery. You ain't getting gold. It's the 50th anniversary.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, I tore out a part of my soul to give you that image.
Oh, you thought you were getting gold. You thought you were going to get some real gold.
Oh.
You loser.
Oh. A rap on the show. Can you imagine? Imagine. I can't believe it. That touches my soul, Ollie. Thank you so much for putting together some art for me.
I was telling myself how to do this. I was like, okay, it's really important that it's a performance about making him think he's got gold.
Yeah.
And, and that didn't really go well because I forgot I was supposed to do that when I was looking in the bag.
my God.
I was like, no, I can't bring up my empty hand and then rap. That won't make any sense.
You got to bring it round. You got to bring it round. All right.
Okay. So you've got also some other goals?
Yeah, I got some gold. I've got some gold content.
Yeah, okay.
Let's take a trip down memory lane and listen back to some of our golden moments.
Excellent.
Also, if you didn't know that Kylo Ren is Han's son, well, it's been 2 years, so
Yeah.
you.
Great way to treat the audience, Scott. All right.
So, we're in my place. We've got one microphone. We put it in the middle of the table, and we're going to be discussing the new Jurassic World.
Sharing microphones like a bowl of chips. We're reaching for the bowl and the microphone at the same time, which is why sometimes it gets awkward when we both speak at the same time.
It is.
And then you...
It is the equivalent of me accidentally touching your hand while you're in the chip bowl, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, that was a haiku.
Slap in the face to haikus.
Well, that's Eden posts on the Tumblr account all the haikus that we do, and she always tags it as what was it, like a disrespect to the genre or something like that.
Eden's so great. You have to get Eden on an episode one day.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Can we talk about the cameos for a quick second?
Oh, wait. Before we get to there, I was just going to say... sorry.
It's not a segue. It was just a joke that I had just thought of. A one-liner joke. Could I just perform it really quickly? There were lots of characters like Tracer from Overwatch and King Kong, and Jurassic and the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Why wasn't there Abraham Lincoln from Steven Spielberg's 2012 American epic historical drama film directed and produced by Steven Spielberg, Lincoln? I would have loved to have seen Lincoln in the final battle.
Notoriously loved protagonist Lincoln.
And
where was he?
And Tom Hanks's character from The Post.
Where do you get your material, Scott? We will never.
Wikipedia.org/wiki/Steven Spielberg filmography.
Yeah.
That's our game update corner.
Yep. We have Game Corner every week on the podcast.
It's been a tradition since episode 1.
My hot take is that they've recently put on the PlayStation buttons, they've removed the circle, the X, the square, and the triangle on the newest model. And it just says YOLO now.
I didn't want to interrupt because I didn't know where that was going.
Neither did I.
Is it April Fool's or something?
Oh, I forgot, but let's claim that's why I said that. Yeah.
Great.
What else do you have to apologize for?
Do I have something to apologize for?
I don't know.
Do you want to let me know?
Do you?
I don't think
You
so.
do, don't you?
What have I done?
Guilty. guilty this man's face. Have you ever been to someone's house and they had said grace?
I think I have.
Yeah.
I think I have. Yeah, once.
Yeah. Did you start grabbing food afterwards?
Of course I didn't. I'm a respectful and nice young boy. I'm told every day. Every time I'm hanging out at a friend's house, their parents are always telling my parents how lovely I am.
Oh, that boy Scott, he's got a bright future, that lad. What a nice man.
Thank you so much, Ollie.
It's literally just a compliment and not a joke.
Thank you so much. I wrote this down the other day because I heard it being spoken aloud and I realized that I hear this being spoken aloud a lot.
Okay.
I hate it when people are insistent on Die Hard being a Christmas movie. Whenever someone says, "What's your favorite Christmas movie?" and people are saying, "Oh, I love The Grinch. Oh, I love The Nightmare Before Christmas." And then you've got that one roided up baldy who's saying, "Did you know that Die Hard's a Christmas movie?" Everyone knows that Die Hard is a Christmas movie because people like you keep on telling us that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And no, it doesn't count. And you know that it doesn't count. Stop trying to get out of
Have you seen Die Hard?
No.
The one I never would have got was Pete's Dragon is apparently a remake.
Cool. I don't know what that
Disney.
is. Hey,
it was
can I think of another one that you
Yeah.
haven't mentioned and
Go
I
on.
get 5 points?
Sure.
Peter Pan.
Peter
Hook,
Pan?
baby, live
yeah.
action, AF.
Yeah, okay.
Robin Will.
Yeah. I'm not going to give it to you though because you ran out of time ages ago.
I just said, can I name another one?
Oh, you can name them, but I'm not giving you
that's
points
bullshit.
for them.
Now I've got a notepad in front of me. I'm putting down I'm making a tally called ghost points that you think don't exist, but they do.
Listeners, if you also want to build your own ghost points of things you shouldn't really get, but apparently you're allowed because...
But only
you
if
have your own
Oliver hasn't
rules.
said it yet.
iRobot, Crocodile Hunter, Collision Course, Pitch Perfect 2, and Up.
Can you give me a clue whether like it's to do with an actor or it's to do with a theme?
Neither of those things, Scott.
Or can you give me
Why
one
don't
word?
you spell out the starting letter of each of those films?
Hang on, what was the first one?
iRobot, Crocodile Hunter, Pitch Perfect 2, and Up.
So we've got I in the iRobot. So that's the I. And then C for Crocodile Hunter.
Uh-oh.
And then hang on. Did you make a spelling mistake here?
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You had so long to prepare this segment.
Look at my notes, Scott.
All right, I'm looking at his notes. You were supposed to give. You were supposed to give.
Oh, no.
Before Pitch Perfect.
Oh.
And
ICPU. ICUP.
ICPU. That's not a bit.
I have on my sheet, ladies and gentlemen. I wrote it round the wrong way, and it says Pitch Perfect and then Up, but it should say Up and then Pitch Perfect so that it says ICUP. And I even have an arrow to indicate that I need to switch the order in which I say these, and I didn't.
Did you plan these movies based around ICUP?
Yes.
Or did you get Pitch Perfect and thought, oh, here we bloody go?
No, that's what I did.
You are a idiot.
iRobot actually got 58%.
Oh, wow. I was originally going to say like 30 something, so I even brought it up for the sake of Will Smith.
It was leaning on fresh. Not quite fresh, but nearly fresh. Now,
hang on, was there a Will Smith rap at the end of iRobot?
no, I don't think so.
Well, here's a little story all about how I fell in love with a robot. Is that what the movie's about?
No.
There's a robot war, and I'm here to say.
Fight every battle, all the time, in your mind.
Fight every battle, all the time.
Hey.
Hey, what?
Who are you?
Peter Baelish, I'm you.
No, I'm me.
No.
I'm Peter Baelish.
No, I'm Peter Baelish.
You don't know me.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Sansa, chaos is a ladder. Winterfell is mine. Does anyone else think Alfie Allen deserves an Emmy? Oh, do you think you like him too?
He's quite good, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
His performance when playing Theon to playing Reek in an instant is phenomenal.
Oh my God, yes.
Money can't buy you, Ollie, because you're a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, were you one of those kids?
I was a kid once.
Mentally,
I still am.
This is something I've just had a thought about Were you one of those kids? You had like a sandwich, peanut butter sandwich,
Yeah.
in your lunchbox.
Big fan.
And like your friends pressured you into just like sort of mushing it up into a ball and then eating that.
No.
Did you do that?
No.
Did you mush your sandwich up into a ball?
I feel like there might have. No.
Yes, you've done it.
No.
Yeah, your friends did it, and you wanted to do
going
it
on?
too.
I feel I've
You
know,
wanted to do it too.
if I might have had a sandwich at some point and it's got all squished at the bottom of the bag,
Yeah.
but I've never been forced to scrunch up my own sandwich
Yeah.
and eat it the size of a tennis ball. Why are you asking me this?
Yeah, but you wanted to.
No. What is going on?
Like, just imagine, like, there's no crusts, so it's just the white bit of the bread with the peanut butter in it, and you just like roll it up in, like, get your hands and like sort of mold it like a bit of clay into a ball,
Yeah.
and then eat that, like, bite into it, and you're like, it's just the texture of the thing. It's not eating the thing anymore.
What's happening?
You wanted to do that as a child.
What
admit it.
did you? Did you do it?
I did it once.
Did you want to do it, or were you forced to do it?
No, someone else did it and they thought it was normal. And then I thought, well, I'll try it, but I don't think it's good.
Who's thinking that that's normal?
I don't know. I don't know who it was. But someone did it and they thought that was just what they did. That's how they ate their sandwiches.
Okay.
Anyway, I've had a thought this week about, hey, we're a podcast about ignorance, is this? Very nice ending to there. Very poetic.
We've done it.
And my fabled sandwich bit. Still thinking about it.
I remember, I think it was Eden, again, on the Tumblr page. She posted, she was like, because let's say that was Pirates of the Caribbean or something, that episode. It was way, 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 way back.
Yeah.
And the thing was like, the Iggy Boys are back and they're here to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean, starring Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom's fictitious son. And also, Ollie asks a baffling question about peanut butter or something like that. That's one of my favorite parts of the entire show because it keeps me up at night thinking, what the hell is he talking about?
I got to come up with more anecdotes from childhood.
I disagree. I think you've had your chance and you blew it. Well,
All right.
50 episodes.
That brings us to the end
Yep.
of 50 hours of content.
Oh, jeez.
Good content.
I believe so.
We've gone over a couple times.
Yeah.
So we'd have about 60 hours of content. No.
Yeah.
51 hours. We'd only make up one more hour. Is that right?
No, because
Maths?
our quiz episode went over by like 20 minutes.
So we'd probably
Maybe
got
more.
maybe like
Hour and a half.
52 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, 52 hours worth of
Round it up.
content.
Yeah.
Imagine.
All right.
That's more than 2 days.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
Oh,
us.
wow.
I know, right? Imagine turning it on and not
listen up.
turning it off.
Yeah. Most people do, I assume.
Well, that brings us back to another terrific end to another terrific episode of Ignorance Is This. It's time for the plugs, Ollie.
Excellent. I'm so glad that in episode 49 I happened to say,
Yep.
hey, next time you should wrap the plugs. Now we get to mark this occasion with a great rap by you, in which you wrap the plugs.
I'm going to wrap the plugs.
Like the air flight attendant.
Yeah, sure.
You wrap the air flight announcement.
So I've got my beat ready.
Yep.
We've got it so that we can hear it.
Yep.
I'm going to turn your microphone off.
Okay.
This is all me. All right, ready? I'm turning you off.
Okay.
Try to speak.
Hello, it's me.
Turned off.
Okay.
It's all me now.
But if I shouted, you could hear me over there.
Shut up! Shut up! It's time for bars. Real bars this time. Okay, here we go. Ready? Thanks so much for listening. Your tuned in ears mean everything. We have some fun doing this thing, so if you enjoy it, make sure you support it. So you can eventually hear my thoughts on love. Actually, head over to Gmail and shoot us an email. Light that box on fire like a Molotov cocktail. Ignorance is this podcast at gmail.com. Remember that .com or else it will not come. Facebook is another option, but remember to be cautious. Like the page, that'd be awesome. Love, react the post, and leave your thoughts down in the comments. In the URL, type Ignorance Is This Podcast. At Ignorance Is Pod for all your Twitter needs. I'll post some stupid meme shit all over your Twitter feed. And don't forget to check out the brand spanking new Tumblr too. Our artist Eden is explaining her fresh point of view. For real, everybody, thank you so much for 50 I actually put a lot of work into this rap. 5 stars on iTunes. Oliver, I'm turning your mic on. It's time for a freestyle.
Yeah, it's me. I'm an ignorant man. I walk into the room and I say, "Hey Scott, can you talk to me in this way?" Oh! Yeah, talk to me like that, I said. Do it now.
This beat has another 2 minutes to go. Oh, that's great. All right, there we go. Mic drop.
Boof. And you should do a haiku over the beat.
Oh yeah, I got to do a haiku, don't I?
Use the beat.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Ready.
This is my haiku.
Okay. The 50.
Doesn't rhyme. It's not gonna sound good. Okay. Tarantino, king of dialogue. My name is Paul. This is between y'all. I got it to rhyme.
Nice, that worked.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for 50.
50 great episodes.
Yeah.
Here's to 50 more. See you at episode 100.
We'll stop at 99 just to trick them.
Good on, Australia.